you guys are taking a leadership role in outcome. What does outcome mean to you, and why is it important that the industry pay attention?
Yeah, outcome for us is a movement that we're trying to take an active position in, and we're trying to get brands, agencies, and the ecosystem to move away from all this arbitrary proxy metrics of clicks and completions and demo targeting, and move towards real business outcomes. Did I help to sell more cars off the lot? Did I sell more product? Did I win more market share? And trying to have a mentality of KPI as a success metric as a real outcome. And I think while having outcome as a success metric, I think a lot of the industry can kind of do better and get more aligned, and I think it's exactly what brands want in the end of the day, and we can really measure outcomes well, so why not do it?
So Oren, tell us how you measure, and there's a lot of performance companies that measure performance and outcome. Tell us sort of what that means to Eyeview and kind of what that mix is and how you execute.
Yeah, so we don't measure the outcome. We use third-party vendors to measure. A few of them were here today placed: Nielsen Catalina, JD Powers, Cardlytics, and others. But what we do is we make sure every campaign we run for our brands has third-party measurement on it. And we get as much data as we can to see actually what works, what didn't, what's driving sales, so we can get our technology and machine working better to create better creatives, more targeted audiences, and use more data. So we think that's where the industry is going to go. And when you're really optimizing towards those third-party measurements, that real sales, suddenly you buy media better. Everything is viewable, because you know what? If it's not viewable, it's not going to sell. You see less fraud. You create more advanced storytelling. So I think it's a great way to kind of focus everyone on. And third-party measurement against sales should be on every campaign.
So tell us about the platforms that you measure on, and I know you work across a lot of things from Facebook to addressable TV, and talk about sort of measuring outcomes across screens.
Yeah, so we want to be everywhere that's video. In the end of the day, the consumers watching video across different devices, they don't necessarily see the difference. We shouldn't either. So we're looking for specific people and want to bring them a personalized story. So we're trying to be everywhere. We're running desktop and mobile still primarily. However, addressable TV is growing really fast. The TV industry, although declining, addressable TV is growing fast. The ability to really buy a household. We really believe in that. So that's really a growing part of our business. And then social is growing really fast and is only going to grow more. When I say social, I mean Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, soon to be Snapchat, and others. So we work with a brand. We take audience data to understand who is the potential buyers of the product, and then we try to get them wherever they are across all these platforms and really see what works best for who, and what story, what creative, what message on which platform.
And Oren, briefly, could you just explain the media that you buy and what you do to it, and sort of this sort of the chain, in a sense, that Eyeview brings?
So we don't necessarily, we buy media, but I wouldn't call it buy media. We're buying audiences. So let's say we're trying to sell a diaper, then we would do everything we can to take all the information from the brand, from websites, from retailers, to understand who's potential buyers, understand the strategy. Is it a conquesting message? Are we trying to take market share from the other diaper company? Are we trying to get more repeatable buyers? Are we trying to get more people into the retailers? We understand the goal. And once we formulate an audience we want to target, we will buy that audiences wherever they are on a, almost like a DSP basis. We don't buy and sell. We don't own any media. There's no arbitraging. We don't have any interest. Pretty much on behalf of our brands, we look for those audiences, and we found that it's really important to be able to be that creative storyteller and the people who actually decide which audience to buy, because then you can decide which audience to which creative. And when you really separate creative and media, you get one group does creative and then they're done, they're sending it somewhere, and then another group, could be in another country, they're just buying media against metrics like clicks of engagement without really getting them to work together. So for us, it was really important to unite those both parties.